Now, you've heard of the RNC, you've heard of the DNC, but have you heard of the INC? It's happening here in Austin. It's the Independent National Convention. We're seeing tons of panels. There's going to be a ton of speakers over the next 3 days. Now, I'm going to be showing you day one's highlights, but before I do that, I talked to some attendees. The political event, you know, these people would have voted, but you'd be surprised at how many have never voted or it's been a long time. Hear why.
I haven't voted in 20 years, and the reason is the Republican and Democratic parties. I believe they're extremely divisive. I believe they've fooled the American voters for many years, and I'm interested in seeing if we can develop independent people who outnumber in this country the total of Republicans and Democrats together and form a real party that represents the people, which have not been represented for many, many decades.
Now, you confessed to me that you haven't voted for a couple of elections. What's it going to take for you to vote?
A new voting system, meaning like the technology itself. It's just outdated, it's broken, it's easy to hack, and it's known. And so a whole new entire, like we're talking about how do I count votes, right? The digital components of that. They put it on a blockchain. Epic.
And you're in software, you said, right? So you say something needs to change just with the voting itself to drive you to even want to bother.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the person at this moment, because if you can control all of those extra components, if you can control what that vote is, then matter what I say.
One, I've never voted in my life. The only time I almost voted was for Ron Paul back in 2008 when I was kind of he helped spark my kind of political awakening because for a long time I had a general distrust of the political system, but I didn't really have the understanding and the actual grounded knowledge to know why. But So yeah, Ron Paul definitely helped me see how corrupt the system was, and the fact that neither the left nor the right, in terms of Democrats or Republicans, has the answers, and that no solution be found through this two-party system. So even though I've never voted, I'm here today because I think now is the time where more people than ever are dissatisfied with the establishment, and we just really got to come together. We got to come together now because they're going to drive us straight off a cliff if we don't. So yeah, I'm just here to connect with the other free minds and free thinkers and talk about solutions.
To all the tribes and nations of the East, from where comes the red sunrise, and ask and call upon them to come together in unity and harmony and kindness and respect, so we might be an umbilical cord to the spiritual worlds of this world. We have to show unity. We have to speak to principles, not personalities.
I think the reason that there hasn't been as much collaboration up until very recently is that we're facing an entire media political apparatus that is designed to isolate, atomize, and separate us. And it's intentional. It's divide and conquer. It's the oldest strategy in the book that has been used to prevent people from coming together against increasingly authoritarian structures that exist in this country and have been used throughout history.
There's been a fundamental segmentation or siloing amongst American independent political organizations and American independent individuals. But if we have an opportunity right now to be able to come together as an independent movement, as national independent organizations, as national democracy reform initiatives, as individuals who have declared independence themselves all across the country, and actually find this moment to come together because we have a shared vision of where we want to go from here, which is an independent system from our existing two-party system in this country, then we can take that journey together. And the Independent National Convention is really an invitation for all the different leaders of the different organizations. We have hundreds of organizations represented at this convention this next couple days. And it allows us to build relationships with each other.
We are building a new party for America, full stop. That is what we're doing. And so at the Forward Party, we're a group of former Republicans, former Democrats, independents. We have serious professional operatives. We're building everything state by state, and I'd be happy to talk more about how we got there and what that means with any of you later.
Lifelong libertarian and also an anarchist. I am that scary word, I own it. I'm an anarcho-capitalist, like the little Monopoly man. That's me. I'll have all kinds of fun caricatures of myself up my sleeve, and you will be hearing them all this weekend.
What brings me here today is love of freedom. I mean, the phoenix is rising. That is the logo for the INC and the Independent National Union, which is a philosophy, and that's what we need. We need a shift in our philosophy. So I'm all about that.
On assignment in Austin, Texas at the INC 23, I'm Kristi Leigh.